Welcome to Lady Wisdom Speaks Academy. Today we're going to have a special treat. I'm going to introduce you to my garden, Catherine's garden of Lady Wisdom Speaks. Hello and welcome to Catherine's Garden. It's so good to be here with you today. I hope that all is well with you. Well, it is a warm summer day here in July, and the birds are chirping and everything is looking so fresh and alive in the garden. So come with me as we walk around and look at the garden and observe what is happening. I've made some changes in the garden yesterday actually, and so I want to share that with you. So come with me as we walk around the garden and look at the changes. Also, there have been daylilies opening up and new lilies opening up, and my zinnias are really showing their flowers all over the garden where I've planted them. And I actually bought seeds from the Dollar Tree, and then I sowed them in the garden, and they've come up and they're looking so beautiful. All of the different colors and uniqueness of the garden. It's just so wonderful. My garden is more and more looking like a urban or a city cottage garden, and that's what I call it. I call it this a city cottage garden because I am here in the city, and I don't know if in the background if you could hear the sounds of the city, people working and the cars driving by, but even in amongst all of that, there's still the beautiful sounds of the garden with the birds, and just you can't smell it, but the smells of the garden with the flowers, the lilies smells, the roses, and the beauty of the garden with my hydrangeas, daylilies, and other flowers and plants. Then the other thing that I want to share with you too are the vegetables. The vegetables are starting to fruit out. I'm getting cucumbers, and I've been able to harvest a cucumber, tomatoes, my little 100s. They are getting ripe, and I've been enjoying them, and also the mint. I've been enjoying my bush tea, which is a combination of different herbs, and I've been able to drink the tea, and I'm feeling really good. Eating and consuming now the fruits of my labor. Yeah, and the kale has grown. My dinosaur kale in the front garden is growing up, and the leaves are really holding their own, as well as my zucchini and summer squash, celery. The cabbages now are getting larger. The tomatoes, all of the different tomatoes. So soon it's going to be a run on harvest. I see. By the end of the month of July and the beginning of August, I know I'm going to be harvesting in a lot of things. So you will be seeing harvest videos coming up shortly. And I moved the grapevine to a different location and placed the caladiums here. Yeah, and also my cannas are doing well. They're growing up as well, getting taller and more beautiful. So I am so happy to be able to experience the changes in the garden, which are happening rapidly because of the warmth and the heat of the garden. So come with me as we walk around and enjoy the garden with all of its different sounds and all of the city sounds that you are hearing as well. The cars, the neighbors, the birds, and everything else. Yes. You are my light and my salvation. You are the center of my joy. You are my light and my salvation. You are the center of my joy. Early in the morning when I rise, I'll seek your face. Give ear to my dear Lord. I are the center of my joy. You are my light and my salvation. You are the center of my joy. It's so good to have you here with me. You know, we're going to walk around the garden and see what's going on and explore and enjoy the garden. And I'm so glad that you decided to come and click on my channel, Catherine's Garden of LWS. My channel, I believe in joy and experiencing the garden, that this is our sanctuary and we have to make it beautiful. We have to enjoy it. We have to go out there and walk through it and make it our own. So come with me as I explore the garden and I think about what's growing and what has passed, and what we're going to make different about Catherine's Garden. There's some key things that I want to show you and talk to you about, and that is the hydrangeas, how they're growing, and what plants that I'm thinking of propagating, which particular hydrangeas do I want more of in my garden, and then also looking at the daylilies, the zinnias. Good morning, and welcome to Catherine's Garden. Well, today is July 18th, and it is a Saturday morning. It's around 10 o'clock, and this is what my garden looks like at this time. Sun starts to shine on the deck, and the plants are taking in the sun. Today's going to be a warm day. They said that it's going to be in the 90s here in the Boston area, and I am a zone 6 in the northeast. Well, I did cut some of the hydrangeas and put them here on the table, and I have been enjoying them. But I also have been changing and shifting the garden deck here and doing work in the garden. So I'm going to take you around to see that. And so over here I had the grapevine, but now I've moved the caladiums over here and I put them in the pots, and I really like this arrangement. I like how they are looking here in this side part of the garden, and I am really impressed with the caladiums. I have never grown them before. This is actually the first time growing them, and I got them from Costco, and they were a number of them in bulbs in the package. I put them in starter pots, and then I replanted them into these pots, and they seem to be doing very, very well here. And each day they are just getting larger and larger. I believe it's called the Joe Pieweed caladiums. I'll check it out to make sure that I'm giving you the right name. But they have just created such a great accent here. At first I was going to put them in the garden, but I love them so much that I've decided to leave them here in these pots on the deck. And right next to it is my my calla lilies, and each day a new blossom or bloom is coming up, and it's just doing so well here. I am just so pleased at the different colors, and each bulb I believe has a different color. So this is one bulb here with this reddish color, and then here's another bulb with the purple. There were 5 bulbs altogether. So that's 1, 2, and then this one. Oh, this one is just so pretty. I just love how the leaf and the flower correspond with one another. And then here's the purple one. So that's the 4th one. And look at this. Isn't that pretty? So that's the 4th. And then finally the white calla lily is here. And it's different. It doesn't have the same look as the others. So this is the combination. And they just gave us, I believe, a random picking of bulbs. And they all just work. They all come together and it's just working. So I'm so pleased with my calla lilies. Now I'm also impressed with these cannas. I also purchased the cannas from Costco and I put them in starter pots, and now I've placed them in these bigger pots. And at first too, I was going to put them in the garden, but I like them right here and I'm so looking forward to them flowering. But in the meantime, I'm just enjoying the leaves of the canna. Look at that, the coloring, absolutely beautiful. I'm just so satisfied with this plant. And I love the leaves. Then I also have my basil, and that too, I was going to take the basil and take it into the garden and put it amongst the tomatoes, but I have been enjoying my basil. You can see that I've been cutting the tops off as they grow out and using them in my cooking. And it's just so fresh. I love the smell. Sometimes I just come out here and rub the leaf and smell the basil. And then this is my vinca. And it too has been growing and spreading. So I'm in love with them. I'm in love with this corner of the deck. I'm actually in love with the whole atmosphere of the deck and the changes that I've made. So yesterday I came through and I dug up and removed and transplanted and tidied this side of the garden. It was looking really overgrown, and I said, no, I have to make some changes. And this is what I did. By the way, I trimmed my Eden climbing rose, and it is now budding up. It's going to have blossoms soon here, and this is going to be its 2nd showing. This year has been such a great year for the roses and the hydrangeas. At first I thought I was going to lose them, but to my joy, they are here. Look at this. I love the color. And I love the sun on the leaves. So this is the garden on ground level. It's so much cooler underneath the trees, and that's what I really do love about my garden, is because I am surrounded by trees, so it allows the garden to be cool throughout the day. And yes, I get sun, but also there is the shade in the garden. So this bed here has gone through some work, and I love how the impatient flowers are now joining one another. You see how they've grown into one another, and that is the look that we are looking for, having the impatiens create that ground cover. So we have them here at the bottom. That's one level. Then the next level up are the shrubs. We have here my dahlias that I planted in, and also the alliums, these alliums here. They're called drumstick alliums, and they're now in place. But then also, to give the garden some height, I've added the bee balm here, and so that's giving it some height, as well as the daylilies, which are now finished. But then we also have the flowers of the hosta, which are also providing a little height in this garden. Something that has just been so fantastic and wonderful this year is that of the hydrangea, this lace cap hydrangea bush. I actually, in the winter, February, wanted to save this plant, and I wanted to make sure that I was going to get blooms. We had a cold spell, and I ran out and I got myself a plastic bag and I covered this plant. I actually dug up and transplanted these two bush from the mother plant, because I was going to dig up that plant and put it in a different location. And in the process, I ended up dividing it and creating two shrubs. And this year, I think this is the third year in this spot. This year, they have decided to flower. And it's a lace cap hydrangea. The mother plant, I got that around 10 years ago. It was given to me as a gift. But this year, it has really, well, these two have really flowered and shown the true beauty of the plant. These plants are very sensitive to the cold, and in times past, in the years past, the buds would fall off because of a freeze or a cold spell. But this year, I don't know what happened. It decided that it was going to hold on, and I gave it some extra tender loving care too, and it's rewarding me with the lace cap flowers here in the garden. And you can tell that this one is more purple in nature, but this one is blue, and this is the original color. This is how I received it the first time. It looked like this, but it was all covered with flowers. And I'm so happy to see this opening up, and that I am going to have at least 3. Here's another flower coming in. I hope I can get this joy every single year, and I can see them coming together, both shrubs coming together and just being filled with blossoms every year, bringing me so much joy in the garden here underneath the tree. The lilies have opened up. This is one type of lily. And this lily plant, I put it in there about 2 years ago from Costco. It was in a package. And I put it in this bed. And I have to say that they are now just catching themselves, now just starting to develop. I planted lilies here too, and they're just showing up. Here's another one. Now, that other lily that I showed you, the white one back here, and this one, they were in the same packages together. And I love how this looks. Unfortunately, I don't see the others that I planted in this bed. There used to be some more here of this lily, but only this one came back. But I have something special to show you. This is a daylily, and it's only for a day. And isn't that gorgeous? And I have another one right there. I look forward to seeing them. I was hoping that they would spread. I guess that it may be because it's so close together that I don't see any new ones coming up. I've had this for about 6 years or so, and I got it from QVC, Roberta's Garden. And they haven't multiplied, which is strange because usually daylilies multiply. It could be because there are a lot of things going on in this bed. But I am very pleased, and they match really well with the begonias here. Anyway, it's something to look forward to at this time of the year. Okay, so here we are at this side garden, which was so overgrown that I had to come back and really do some heavy-duty work here in this side garden and bring it under control, manipulate it and bring it under control. So let me walk you through it a little bit. From this angle, you can see here's my thyme, and the thyme is starting to flower. It's very good. This plant I had from last year, and I just left it in the pot, and it is doing well here. Alright, so I created this little pathway so I can get back there. And I've used the euonymus. This is a type of euonymus as a ground cover. And I put some stepping stones in. So now I'm able to step in here and do work in here. This is my hoster. It's called Sir Francis Williams hoster, and it's been here for a good 12 years or so. I got it from a catalog and just been cutting and dividing them as they grow. And so now I have quite a few plants here. I can actually divide it and put some more in other parts. But in the meantime, I really like how it looks. And then here is a daylily. I got a package from someplace, I don't know where it was, but these were just ordinary daylilies. But I love this pink. It's made such a beautiful, beautiful appearance here. And it comes up. It doesn't multiply as much, and maybe because it's amongst all of the other things, but when it does pop up, it's very, very pretty. Now this fern here, this fern was from my aunt's garden, and I love the fern, and it comes up here in the back, and I love how it looks growing through the liatris. And then this right here, yeah. Now this is what I wanted you to see. This is a fig tree that I planted here from a cutting. I got actually not a cutting. I was digging up the fig tree on the corner there that's fruiting now. And in trying to take it up, I ended up pulling off a branch, and the branch had some roots in it, and I put the branch in a pot and let it grow out, and then I planted it here, overwintering it here in the corner, and now it is nice and strong and growing so well here in the corner. What I'm hoping, because it's in a protective spot, that it will fruit next year, like how the other, the mother plant is fruiting, because it looks very good. I love how it looks. Well, here is my Eden rose climber, and I've trimmed it back and really tried to remove all of the dead roses. And so I wanted to show you, here's where I put the grapevine. And here is my other rose bush. But I planted the grapevine here. I still have it in the pot. But what I'm going to do is cut it back for the winter, and then start it again, and then plant it in the ground next year. It'll be a little bit more stronger. But here's the other rose bush here that's going to be sending out new rose blossoms soon. So I have the daylilies, and this is the back side of the garden here. You can see the hydrangeas. Now this here, this is my hibiscus. I think it's the hibiscus, yeah. And it's gonna have beautiful pink blossoms soon. Yeah, so this is my path out of here. Now I wanted to show you another hydrangea that is such a blessing to me, and I've been wanting to show you this more and more, and every time it just keeps growing and developing and changing, and so now it's this beautiful blossom here. I know it's a big leaf cap, a big leaf hydrangea, mophead hydrangea. I don't know the name of it. I know that it's a heritage one for me because it's out of my church garden, my childhood church garden. My mother got a cutting or one of the blossoms, and she put it in water and it started rooting. She then gave it to me, and I planted it here in the garden. It flowered the first year, creating this beautiful, beautiful flower. And I had one just like this. But then after that, it never bloomed for the next couple of years. I have cut and divided it, placed it in the back hydrangea row there. I also have propagated it and tried to do all that I can to make it flower. And this year it's blessed me with the bloom, and I am just so very excited about this. Also, my purple perilla is coming up. So together they make a beautiful, beautiful arrangement here. I love that. I'm also going to be getting another flower just coming in. Isn't that exciting? So I'm actually going to have two blooms on this shrub. And this is my curly pink, and it's setting up to bloom again. This is Bridal Bouquet. It's a endless summer hydrangea. And when you compare the branches of this one and this other one, you can definitely see the differences. This is so much more bigger and sturdier. This is more thin, but it's very prolific, and the flowers are beautiful. And this year it has decided to bloom. Last year I didn't get any blossoms at all, but this year it's made up for it. As well as this endless summer. Nico blue. Okay, this is what I wanted to show you here in the front garden. Check out this beautiful daylily. I believe it is part of the package of daylilies that I received earlier from Roberta's garden over in the other side of the garden. This is so beautiful. I love how it looks. And this is just a great location for it. Just check out how it is just blending in well with the tick seed, the sedum, the allium, drumstick alliums. Here, this is just so beautiful. Picture perfect. I also have my zebra grass here, and it's growing in. It's huge. These are my zinnias. I'm so amazed about these zinnias. They came from a box from the Dollar Tree store of zinnias, and I just seeded them here. And each day they're just opening up. First they were like small little flowers. I thought they were going to be like this. But now they are opening up even more like this. And I am just so happy to see them. Just from a box. And the box of zinnias cost me $1. And from that box I'm able to get all of these flowers. Beautiful, beautiful flowers. Check out that orange back there. And look at the different types. Now my echinacea cone flowers are full and beautiful here. And the hydrangea tree has blossoms coming up. Soon it's going to be filled with white blossoms. The gardening allows me to be proactive. That if I don't like a particular plant in a certain place, that I can pull it out. I can throw it away, or I can move it to another location. I can add to it. I can multiply. I can divide plants. I can spread out, and I can create it and make it my place of joy. Yeah. So I love the garden, and more and more as it's developing, I just enjoy sitting in it, working in it, walking through it. And each day I just see all of the special things that are happening in the garden. Each day is just so special. So make sure that you go out and enjoy your garden. Make sure that you allow your garden to be your therapy. And enjoy the sounds of the garden. Enjoy the smells of the garden. Enjoy the beauty of the garden. Let your senses come awake to what the garden has to offer. Our five senses. If you haven't, so I'm inviting you to like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below. What does your garden mean to you? If you haven't subscribed to Catherine's Garden, then I hope that you will subscribe and become a part of my journey, that you will walk with me as we go through 2020 and enjoy the sounds and the beauty of the garden. Well, thank you so much for listening, and see you next time in Catherine's Garden. Bye. Yeah, the sun is shining today. Yes, it is. Bye. watching, and please subscribe, and see you next time in Catherine's Garden. Bye. How is your garden growing? I hope things are going well with you as you go through and you work in your garden. I hope that you are growing in it, that you are allowing your garden to be your therapy, that you're resting and listening and thinking and doing and creating in your garden, and that you're making your garden your own, your unique place where you can relax and think. Creating your own Garden of Eden, I would say. And that's a good thing. Yeah, I love when Martha Stewart used to say that. She used to say, that's a good thing. So that's not original. Yeah, but it's a good thing. And we should create good things for us, things that make us happy. And a place that you can relax and be. And that's what the garden means to me. It's my place where I can relax and I can be and I can enjoy the sounds, that I can get away. It's like an escape, from the busyness of the world, where I can think. And I think more and more that we need to find that place where we can think. And we need to create that environment. And it's even in the creation of the environment, changing our environment and adjusting it and making it more beautiful and adding beauty to it is what gives us the peace, because now we feel the control, that there's something that we can control, that we can put into place. And we can make it our own, that we're not just being pressed on, but that we are giving out. We're being proactive. And that's what I like about gardening. The gardening allows me to be proactive. That if I don't like a particular plant in a certain place, that I can pull it out. I can throw it away, or I can move it to another location. I can add to it. I can multiply. I can divide plants. I can spread out, and I can create it and make it my place of joy. Yeah, so I love the garden. And more and more as it's developing, I just enjoy sitting in it, working in it, walking through it. And each day I just see all of the special things that are happening in the garden. Each day is just so special. So make sure that you go out and enjoy your garden. Make sure that you allow your garden to be your therapy and enjoy the sounds of the garden, enjoy the smells of the garden, enjoy the beauty of the garden. Let your senses come awake to what the garden has to offer. You know, yeah, our five senses. Yeah, and even when you touch things, just feeling it, touch your plants. Yeah, smell the beauty of it, look at it, observe it, and change it, dig in it, move in it. Let your garden be your therapy. Yeah. So, and then allow the joy to rise up in you. It's okay to be happy. It's okay to experience joy. It's okay to feel peace. Let the garden saturate you with peace and joy. And let your body breathe. Yes, it's part of your self-care, and God has given it to you. So enjoy it, enjoy it, enjoy it. And I hope that these words of inspiration is encouraging you to live. Yes, just live. Be happy. Yes, you have permission to be happy. You have permission to feel good. You have permission to relax. You have permission to breathe. And the garden gives it to you and provides that place, that oasis of joy. So I'm inviting you to like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below. What does your garden mean to you? And if you haven't subscribed to Catherine's Garden, then I hope that you will subscribe and become a part of my journey, that you will walk with me as we go through 2020 and enjoy the sounds and the beauty of the garden. Well, thank you so much for listening, and see you next time in Catherine's Garden. Bye. Yeah, the sun is shining today. Yes, it is. Bye. Everybody who's listening, welcome, welcome, welcome to the Wisdom Connection family. And as we gather and meet here on Lady Wisdom Speaks Academy, may you be blessed. May we grow in the knowledge and the grace of our Lord Jesus Christ. May we be bound together by his word. And even as family, I pray for you that God will bless you. I pray that God will just give you what you are needing, whatever that is lacking, that he will fill your needs. That if you need health, I pray your health in the Lord. I pray your strength in the Lord. I pray your provision in the Lord. I pray grace for every day. I pray the peace of God that passeth understanding be with you. I pray that you experience the joy of the Lord as you go through this day. I pray, that you will see that you are blessed beyond belief, and that you will look for the blessings of the Lord in everything that you do, that you know that you are not alone, that if God be for you, who can be against you? If you desire a born again experience and relationship with God, then just pray with me. Heavenly Father, I believe that Jesus died on the cross for my sins, and right now I ask Jesus to come and sit on the throne of my heart and to be Lord of my life. Amen. Wisdom is the principal thing. In order to make successful decisions, Lady Wisdom must be consulted. My content is an opportunity to look closely at the choices we must make in life by filtering them through the lens of God's Word. Since we are made up of mind, soul, body, and spirit, it is important to examine life in each of these areas. My content hopes to shape the Proverbs 31 woman in all of us, and it intends to ask Lady Wisdom's direction in this process. Will we fall for the trap, or will we listen to Lady Wisdom? Follow Lady Wisdom Speaks Academy on Facebook and subscribe to Lady Wisdom Speaks Academy on YouTube. And be blessed.